Hey guys, I'm back with another Minecraft tutorial. Here in this one, I'm going to be showing you how to build this hotel. My version's going to have 6 floors, but you can make it as tall as you prefer. The first floor is the lobby area where you check in and out, and then the other 5 floors are the hotel rooms. Here's the plot for the build. This also includes the parking lot, so from left to right you'll need 54 blocks, and from front to back you'll need 32. This tutorial is going to be split up into 2 parts. Here in part 1 we're going to be doing everything for the exterior of the build, and in part 2 we'll be doing all of the interior. So I gathered up all the blocks we're going to be using for the exterior. Make sure you have the white concrete, the gray concrete, the light gray concrete, and the black concrete. Then the smooth quartz slabs, the deep slate tile wall, the black stained glass, the black stained glass panes, some mud, then some lanterns, any leaves of your choice. I'm going to be using the jungle, then some podzol, coarse dirt, and then a bunch of different flowers of your choice for the garden area, and then I have some dark oak trapdoors and dark oak signs. We're going to be starting with the white concrete. Let's head on over here to the front left corner. So I'll look right here at the corner of the plot. I'm going to work my way in until I'm on the 5th space, including this first one. Then I'm going to go over towards the right by 1, and I'm going to have a stack of 2 white concrete going up right there, and then a stack of 2 of the deep slate tile walls. Now let's continue working our way over towards the right. We're going to skip over 7 spaces until we're lined up with the 8th space. So, switch back to the white concrete. We'll have 2 stacked up here, and then is the deep slate tile wall again. And now we're going to continue towards the right again, skip over these 3 spaces until you're lined up with the 4th space. And we're going to do this one more time with the concrete and the wall. Back to the white concrete. We're going to line up right behind this final pillar that we marked out. We're going to be 2 spaces away from it, so you're on the 3rd space. And we're just going to keep doing that same design for the pillar. And now we're going to line up with this one, continue on towards the right, and we're going to have 4 more, and they're all going to be 3 spaces apart. So just like that, an additional 4. So you should have a total of 8 pillars so far here at the front side. Now, back where we left off, we're going to line up here with this final pillar, and we're going to start working our way towards the back. We're going to place another 5, and they're all going to be 3 spaces apart, just like how they are right here. So just like that, going towards the back. So now you should be left with another 3 grass blocks right here, and then the final block where the plot is. So now we're going to flip around and face towards the backside. So now let's head on back over here where we left off this final one. We're going to start working our way over towards the right, and we're going to have another 4, and they're all once again going to be 3 spaces apart. So now this final one here should be lined up with this set here at the front. So now we're going to do the same thing that we did there at the front. We're going to be skipping back by 2, so we're on this 3rd space. And we're going to have another pillar going up right here. Now we're going to go towards the right of that, skip over another 3, have 1 right here. And then we're going to skip over 7 until we're on this 8th space, which is right here in the corner. And have 1 more pillar. And that is it for all of those pillars here for the foundation of the building. So I'm going to flip around back up towards the front, and we'll carry on. Make sure you have the gray concrete. I'm going to head on over here to the left side. We're going to go right behind this pillar here. Make sure to skip back 3 spaces away from it, so you're then going to be lined up here on this 4th space. Now I'm going to bring up a pillar with the gray concrete by 47 blocks. So a pillar going up 47 blocks in height, with the gray concrete right there, leaving the 3 spaces away from this first pillar right here. Now let's go behind that pillar of gray concrete. I'll just go all the way down at the bottom. So we're going to work our way towards the back side of the build. And you just want to place an additional 18 gray concrete. And it's just going to go all the way until you're 3 spaces away from this pillar. So just an additional 18 you should be counting. So it's 19 in total if you include the first one. Where we have all that gray concrete, I'm just going to continue bringing it all the way up to the same height as that gray concrete all the way to the top. So this is going to be a solid wall of gray concrete here at the left side of the building. Alright, so there we go. Just a solid, very tall wall of gray concrete. Now let's go towards the back. We're going to line up where we left off that gray concrete. And we're going to work our way along towards that side by an additional 8 spaces. So you should now be left with another 3 here until you meet up where this pillar is. And now, where you left this off, we're going to work this back up towards the front until you line up where we started the gray concrete there at that front side. So we're pretty much shaping out a rectangle right here. So now you can see where we just placed all that other gray concrete. We're going to continue bringing that all the way up to the same height as that all the way up there. Alright, so there we go. Now we have all of that gray concrete filled in. Now let's go ahead and focus here at this front side that we left empty. We're going to continue with the gray concrete just a little bit more. So we're going to go here down at the bottom. At this left side, we're just going to bring up 4 layers of gray concrete there. And another 4 here at the right. Now we're going to continue going straight across back and forth. And it's just going to be another 5 layers. Now let's go all the way to the top. I'm just going to go straight across and go down by 3 layers. Now we're left with this rectangle shape in the middle. So we're going to switch to the light gray concrete. We're going to be 1 block further back from the edge of this gray concrete. So right here at this layer. And this entire front side for the rest of it is going to be completely filled in with the light gray concrete. So it should be looking like this so far. Now let's go all the way up here at the top. I'm going to switch to the white concrete and I'm going to do the roof. So we want to make sure to leave this first layer of the gray concrete here. So we're going to be lined up here at this space. Now I'm just going to have an overhang of the white concrete wrapping all the way around. And now I'm going to go right on top of this gray concrete and just have a layer of white concrete right on top of it. And then we'll go ahead and do the overhang, so bring it out 1 block further and match it up to that first layer of the white concrete. And then let's go through and fill in all the rest of this space here. So now the final thing we have left to do for this big tall piece right here at the left side is going to be the sign that says hotel. So make sure you have the smooth quartz slabs. I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. So we want to make sure we're lined up here at the 3rd space, so we're going to be leaving 2 spaces of light gray concrete on each side. And then from the top where we have that gray concrete, we want to make sure we have 2.5 spaces away from it. So we're going to start the smooth quartz slab right there, so now you can see we just have the 2.5 spaces remaining. So we're going to start shaping out the H. and every single letter is going to be 3.5 blocks long. So that is a full block, then we have another full block, and another, and then a half. So now you can see full block, full block, full block, and half, so 3.5. And now, right down the middle here, we'll just have a single slab. And is that just the same thing on this side, 3.5, like that. Now they're all going to be a full block apart, so now we're going to start shaping out the O. I'll go ahead and just bring this straight across like that. And if I just bring it down. So let's see, we need another half, so that is 3.5 again. And then we'll bring this straight across and back up. So now we have the O. Now another full block down, we're going to shape out the T. So it'll be right here at this layer, so you can see we have that full block. And then just another 3 blocks going down. So now we have the T. Let's go ahead and do the E. So it'll be right here at this layer, so we'll just bring 3 across like that. And then the 3 blocks going down. So 3.5. Go ahead across the bottom, bring that across. And then we'll just have a single slab right in the middle. And now we have the final letter, which is the L. So we'll go ahead and bring this down by the 3.5 again. There we go. And then just another 2 at the bottom. So make sure you have the black stained glass. I'm going to be down here back at the bottom. I'm going to look here where this gray concrete starts. You want to make sure you're lined up with the 4th space. And I'm going to have the black concrete going over towards the right by 10 spaces. Now on top of this, let's do another 3 layers, so it's 4 in total. And just to double check, you should still be able to see 3 more spaces of the gray concrete here at the front. Let's head on back over here where we left this off. We're going to switch to the black concrete, and I have this right here for the corner of that wall. Now, back to the black stained glass. We're going to go right behind this corner here where the black concrete is. This is going to go back by another 2. So we'll bring this all the way up. And then, towards the right of it, starting at that 2nd space, this is going to be brought over by another 4. So bring this all the way up as well. And then here will be another corner block with the black concrete. Now back over here where we left off the black concrete, we're going to work our way towards the back. So go ahead and switch back to the black stained glass. And this is going to be brought back by 7 spaces. So we'll bring this all the way up. There we go. And now here will be the corner block with the black concrete. And now we're going to start working our way back into the direction of that gray concrete. So you can switch back to the black stained glass. Bring this over by 5. So it lines up at the front. We'll fill all of this in. And now bring this out by 1 in this direction. Have the black concrete again for the corner. And then back to the black stained glass. Just another 10 going back into the gray concrete. So once again, it's going to be matched up to the front. So this is pretty much the lobby area at the 1st floor of the building. So now where we marked out all those pillars where the black concrete is, what I'm going to do is continue with the black concrete and just have an additional 36 layers on top of all 4 of these pillars. So for those 4 pillars, we just brought them up by an additional 36 blocks. So including the first 4, you should now have a total of 40. Now let's do the roof for the covered area down here at the bottom. So we're going to switch back to the white concrete, and I'll just start over here at this left side. And what I'll do is just go right here at the edge, and bring this all the way out until we just line up with the pillar for now. And then we'll just continue following right along all of the pillars, working our way in and wrapping this all the way around. So I'll start over here, just bring it straight across until we meet up with this pillar, then just work your way in. And as you can see, all we're going to be doing for now is just following right along where all of the pillars are. So this white concrete is right above them. And then we'll just bring it straight back into the gray concrete over here at this side. And now let's add an additional layer for the outer layer. So this will be the overhang for the roof. So I'll just bring it straight across to the front from the back here. Just straight across like that. And then you can see right here, we're going to be adding the additional layer. So pretty much just following right along where you just placed that white concrete. So now it should all be one block further than the edge of the wall for the pillars. And now we're going to go on the other side, so this inside space all throughout here, and completely fill it all in with white concrete. And we're going to bring it all the way in until we are right on top of the glass here for this wall. So I'll start up here at this front space. Start filling in all of this space right here. And then you could just bring it all the way in until you're right on top of the glass here for this first wall. And there we go, that is the first layer of white concrete here for the roof, for the covered space here for the bottom of the building. Now you can switch to the gray concrete, and we're going to be going in one space further back away from the edge of the white concrete. And I'm just going to be placing this first layer of gray concrete going all the way around. And this you could just connect right into the gray concrete right there. And we'll do the same back up here at the front. So now that you have that first layer, let's go ahead and do one more. And now back to the white concrete. We're just going to be doing pretty much the exact same thing that we did here for the white concrete. So what I'll do first is just place a layer right on top of where we placed all of this gray concrete. And then I'll add the additional layer on the outside for the overhang, and then go through and fill in all of the space throughout the middle. Alright, so there we go, we have all of that space filled in all the way around. So now we're going to continue with the white concrete, and what I'm going to be sure to do this time, instead of leaving it all open here like I did for that first layer, for this upper level, it's all going to be completely filled in all the way throughout this middle space as well, because this is going to be the floor level for the second floor. So, all of this empty space that you see, you could go ahead and completely fill in with white concrete. Just went through and completely filled in all the rest of that space on this layer with the white concrete. Now let's do the walls right here for this area. So you can switch back to the black stained glass. We're going to line up here where we have this corner block of the black concrete. Now I'm going to have 3 spaces of the glass, and then I'm going to skip over 4 here in the middle, and I have another 3 at this side. And now let's do another 3 layers on top of that, so it's going to be 4 in height. And then you can switch to the black stained glass panes, and have 4 right next to those full blocks. So this right here is going to be an opening, which is going to lead out to a balcony that we're going to have for every floor. And now all of the other space is going to be matched up to how it was for this first floor. So it's all just black stained glass. So we have these 2 spaces here. And then just bring it right into the corner there. Bring this straight across. Bring this over and back into that corner. And then this straight across right into the gray concrete. And now on top of all of that, you could go ahead and do the additional 3 layers so that it'll be 4 in total. So there we go, that is now the walls for the second floor. Now, right on top of that, you can switch back to the white concrete. And we'll just have a layer going straight across right here. And then you could just continue following along the rest of the walls. So pretty much just placing a layer of white concrete on top of all of the glass. And now what we're going to do is be on the outer layer and just add an overhang. So just one block further out, just wrapping this all the way around. Now you can switch back to the gray concrete, and I'm going to be right on top of the white concrete here at the second space. I'm just going to bring a layer straight across all the way into the corner here. What I am going to be sure to do is just replace this one block of the black concrete and make sure it's gray concrete. And we're going to have to do that for all of the other levels. But now what I'm going to do is just continue following along that second space of the white concrete, bringing this across, replace this block, bring it across over to here, replace this one, and just keep following right along that first set of the white concrete that we placed right on top of our wall. And then this will just go right back into that gray concrete there. So now we have that single layer of gray concrete, one block further back from the overhang of the white concrete here. Now we're going to go up on the next layer, back to the white concrete, and we'll just go right on top of the gray concrete, and just have this layer of the white. And then we're going to have an overhang just like how we did it for that first layer down below. So just wrapping this all the way around. Now for just the front side here, we're going to be sure to add an additional layer of white concrete for the balcony that we're going to have for every floor. So what I'll do is just continue following right along this layer of the white concrete, and all we're doing is just bringing it out by an additional block further, just like that. That is all we're going to be doing. We're not going to continue wrapping it around. It's just going to be an additional layer here at this front side where the balcony will be. And now back up here at this upper level where we left off this white concrete, you can then go throughout the middle here and completely fill in all the rest of the space, because this will be the floor level here for the third floor. So we just went ahead and filled it all completely in, just like how we did it here for this level. So now, what we just did right here, we're going to be doing 4 more times as we work our way up. So it's the exact same thing. I'll be sure to show you one more time here at this level, and then I'll just go through and do the other 3 on my own. So, let's switch back to the black stained glass. We're just going to line up here at the corner where this black concrete is. Bring this over by 3, skip over the 4, and then fill in the remaining 3. And then let's continue just right here. Just like that, where that L shape is. We have this going straight across. Then the other L shape here at the back. And then straight across here for the very back wall. And now let's do the additional 3 layers on top of all of that. And then we have the white stained glass panes, just 4 going up on each side here where the opening is. And now back to the white concrete. We'll have a layer right on top of all of the glass here for this level. And then we're going to wrap it around for the overhang, so just 1 block further out. And then we have the gray concrete, which is going to be at the space further back, so just right on top of all of this. And remember, make sure to replace that little bit of the black concrete. So there we go, we have that layer of the gray. And now back to the white concrete, just right on top of all of that gray concrete now. And then we'll have the additional layer on the outside for the overhang, wrapping all the way around once again. And then remember, go back on up to the front and add the additional layer further out for the balcony. And then we have all the other space throughout the middle here to continue filling in for this upper level. And there we go, now we have the other level. So now I'm going to be sure to do that 3 more times as we work our way up, and if you still need to know how to do it, then feel free to replay the video and rewatch this part and just follow along just like how we did it there for the other 3 levels if you need to do that. Alright, so I'm here at the final level, so I just went ahead and did all of the glass, and we're not going to be adding the additional layer here at the front side for the roof up there because there's not going to be another balcony. So what I'm going to do is pretty much just like the same thing we did everywhere else. We're just going to be adding the extra layer of the white concrete right on top of all of the walls right here. And then we'll add the extra layer for the overhang. And then we'll have the layer of the gray concrete within the inner part of the white concrete. And then right on top of that, we'll have the other layer of white concrete. And then it'll just be the single space of the overhang. And then it'll be left just as it is. We don't need the additional layer at the front side. Just like that. And now all the other space here will be filled in for the roof. And you know what I just noticed? Something that I didn't do at the original build was just a little door here for the entrance. I didn't add anything here, I just left it as an opening. So what I am going to be sure to do is have a layer of black stained glass on each side here, and that I'll bring out the bottom and the 2 layers at the top, and that empty space right here, I'll go ahead and use the dark oak fence. And there we go. So now for all of the landscaping, the first thing I'm going to do is shape out where all of the jungle leaves are going to be. We are going to be sure to remove a lot of the concrete, because that's where all of the leaves are going to be placed. And I just made sure to grab the grass block. So, I'm going to start up here at the front left hand corner. So you can see right here we're just going to be lined up with the pillar. And I'm going to be sure to replace this block of the concrete here. And then right on top of that, and then working your way into the pillar will be the jungle leaves. And now all right here, this entire strip of the concrete, let's be sure to remove. So starting right here. Go ahead and remove this and replace it with the grass block. And then on top of all of that will be the jungle leaves. Let's also be sure to remove this little bit of the yellow concrete here, and I'm just going to use the grass block to match up with everything else for the surrounding area. Now let's head on to the back again. And we have the yellow concrete here. What I'm going to be sure to do first is just remove it all the way into where 1 block further than this pillar. And then we'll just replace it with the grass block again. And then you can switch back to the jungle leaves. We'll bring this all the way over into where 1 block further than that pillar. And then what I'm going to do is bring it in. So we're pretty much following along where the pillars are. And now the rest of this is just going to be brought straight across all the way until we meet up with the edge of the plot. So all the way across to here. Let's go ahead and remove this yellow concrete, have the grass block, and then the final jungle leaf right on top of that. Now all the other concrete here at the back, right behind it, we'll go ahead and remove and replace with the grass block. So now we have all the jungle leaves placed here at the back side of the build and along the side here. So now let's go back where we left off. Where we have this strip of the yellow concrete, I'm going to go ahead and remove 22 spaces of it, going back up towards the front. So now, where we just removed all of that, let's go ahead and replace it with the grass block. And now on top of all that grass, we're going to have the jungle leaves. And now the rest of it is going to be shaped out right here as a little curve, which is going to be the start of the driveway portion here where you're able to enter the parking lot. So we're going to go right back where we left off, and we're going to go towards the left and bring this over by another 3, just like that. And now we're going to go from the corner of this one and bring it over by another 2. And now we're going to start curving around towards the front side. So we're going to have 2 in that direction. And then another 3. But first, let's go ahead and remove the final block. Make sure it's grass. And then have the jungle leaves. So now we just have this nice curve here. So this corner of all this yellow concrete, let's go ahead and remove and replace it with the grass blocks. So let's go right next to where we left off these leaves, to the left of it. So including this block, we're going to work our way over towards the left until we're on the 10th space. So with this 10th block, we'll go ahead and remove and replace with the grass. So now you should still be able to see 9 spaces right here where we have the remaining concrete. So right here on this space, we're going to switch back to the jungle leaves and bring it back in by 3 in that direction. And then we'll go from the corner of that, have 2, and then another 2 going towards, basically like back towards the building, like that from the corner. And then from the corner right here, we're going to bring a strip of the leaves all the way over until we meet up with the corner of the pillar. So all the way over until right here. Now I'm going to bring these leaves out and around all of these pillars, and then back out right here to line up where we started. So I'll bring it out right here, wrap it around until you're lined up with this pillar, and then we'll bring it out, go ahead and remove this concrete here, replace it with the grass, and then have the jungle leaves. And now let's continue deleting the rest of this strip of the yellow concrete right here, throughout the middle. I'm going to replace it with the grass block. Then have the jungle leaves. And now you can see all this space throughout the middle here is going to be the garden. And now everywhere else where you still see the remaining yellow concrete and all of the grass throughout the middle, we're going to be sure to remove. So we're removing that entire first layer. So we have all of this space throughout here, and I'll just stop it for now, right here in between this doorway. And then all of the space throughout here in this path, all the way around the back side of the building, all throughout here. And then we have all of the space here for the parking lot, and for the garden space throughout the middle here. Alright, so I just went through and removed that first layer of all the blocks. So we have the garden space all carved out. We have this pathway all the way around removed, the entire parking area, and then everything for behind the build all the way back here. What I'm going to do first is head back on up to the front, and I'm going to fill in the space here for the garden area. So I'm just going to be using a mixed up pattern between the podzol and the coarse dirt. Alright, so we have the garden space all filled in like that. Now let's focus on the parking lot. So make sure you have the white concrete, and we're going to start marking out where the lines are going to be for each parking space. So let's look over here at the left first. And I'm going to make sure I'm from the corner of this first pillar. And I'm going to bring out a strip of 7 white concrete. Just like that. And now, I'm going to skip over 5 spaces away. and have another strip of 7 right here. And now we have the first parking space. Now I'm going to carry on and have 2 more over here. So we're going to skip over 5 again, have another strip of 7 going out, and then skip over 5 one more time, and have another strip of 7. And you should then be left with 1 more space here at the back. So now we have a total of 3 parking spaces over here. I'm going to flip around and have another 3 on this side lined up where we have these ones. So now we have a total of 6 parking spaces here for this parking lot. Now all of the other remaining empty space that we carved out is going to be filled in with the mud blocks. So I'll see you guys once I have it all filled in. Alright, so I just went through and filled in all the remaining space with the mud. So this is what it should be looking like. Now let's make sure to switch to the smooth quartz slabs. And I'm going to have these at the top of each parking space, just right in between all of the white concrete. Just like that. And now let's continue with the smooth quartz slabs. I'm going to head on over here to the back. And I just had a little sitting area over here with a bench. So I'm just going to have 3 slabs like that. And then do another 2 layers right on top of it. And then a set of 3 slabs in front. And then I have the dark oak sign. I'm just going to have 2 of these on each side to look like an armrest. So just a very simple bench design here at the back. Now I'm going to go through with the dark oak trapdoors and the lanterns and add a nice light source. So I'll start with the dark oak trapdoors, and I'll just be at the bottom half of the top gray concrete block here. Have a trapdoor there and 1 here, and then I'll have a lantern hanging down right below that. Let's go right around over here, have another one, so that brightened up the area nicely. I'll have another 2 over here on this wall. Just like that. And then I'll have another one right around here at the front. That should be a good spot. And then a couple more here at the entrance. There we go. So let's just go ahead and clear out all of these blocks here. We'll still need the grass to clean up all the rest of the concrete. Let's be sure to also grab all of these flowers. I'm just going to go through and fill in the entire garden space with a bunch of the different flowers. Alright, so just some nice flowers here for the garden space. And now I'm just going to go through and clean up all the rest of the concrete. Alright, so I just finished going through and cleaning up the rest of the concrete, so this is what it should be looking like now. So I have the black stained glass panes, and there's one final thing that I forgot to do for the exterior of the building itself, and that is just the railing for the balconies for every level. Let's start down here at the first level. So make sure you're lined up where the second space of the gray concrete is, and we'll just bring these black stained glass panes across. You can see I'm lined up here at the corner where the black concrete is, so after you line up with that, you just want to make sure to bring this over by 2 more. And then we'll bring it in towards the wall by 2. And then I'll go ahead and bring this over until we're 1 block further than the corner here. And then I'll just curve right into the black concrete like that. So now we're just going to continue doing the exact same thing for all of the other levels. So we're just going to be right here at the edge of this white concrete. So you can just pretty much follow right along the outer edge of that and bring it right over into the corner there. And there we go, now the entire exterior of the build is fully complete. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that here for part 1 for this tutorial on how to build this hotel. If this did help you, be sure to please leave a like. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in part 2. We should be finishing the build, we just have all of the interior to do.